Hello students, I hope you all are doing well and trying to be safe. It is not to be mentioned that today we all are going through a tough time in this pandemic where scientists and politicians all over the world are struggling for a response to coronavirus. But amidst all this hardship, negativity and the going lockdown, what has kept going is hope. Hope that this too shall pass. Hope for a better tomorrow. It is said that faith can move mountains, and I think we all agree to that. But the question arises, whom to believe and what should we put our faith in? The story that we are going to discuss today has delicately poses this question. Students, as you can see on your screen, I have put some more questions for you. There are some 4 questions like what is faith, what is the importance of faith, how faith and hope are interrelated, and what should we put our faith in. These are some of the important things that is being discussed in the chapter. I would like you to spare some time and try to find out the answers of these questions through a short video. Let us enjoy the video. Well children, you watched this short video and you must have noticed that the man whose name is Jose calling God for help again and again. This shows that he has an immense trust on God despite the fact that he has never seen him. What shows this? I hope you all have got the answers that was asked in the previous slide. Faith is a strong belief and trust on someone or something. It is just as important as the air we breathe. While the oxygen in the air nourishes the body, faith nourishes the heart and soul. It's the energy that courses through every single fiber and cell within our beings. Today, the story that we are going to read is revolving around the same idea of having unquestionable belief on something. Can you guess the name of the story? Yes, the chapter is A Letter to God, the second chapter from your First Flight book, which is written by G.L. Fuentes. Before getting into the depth of the chapter, I would like you to know about the author. Here is your About the Author section. G.L. Fuentes was a Mexican novelist, poet and journalist. His stories were seen as exciting, humorous and symbolic of Mexico. He was a realist. Many of his works concerned the oppression of Native Americans. He was one of the leading chroniclers of the Mexican Revolution. Here there is a word chronicler, that means a chronicler is a person who writes description of historical events as they happen, means in chronological order. Mexican Revolution was a major armed struggle lasting roughly from 1910 to 1920 that completely changed or we may say that completely transformed the Mexican culture and the Mexican government. You can also see that I have mentioned some of his notable works. The one is The Old Gringo. The novel The Old Gringo was the first novel by any Mexican author to become a US bestseller in English translation version. And the second novel is Where the Air is Clear. It was his first novel and it was also a great success. The story A Letter to God is set in Latin America. Children, on your screen you can see there is a picture of a geographical area. That is the picture of Latin America. Latin America consists of the entire continent of South America, as you can see, in addition to Mexico, Central America and the islands of the Caribbean whose inhabitants speak a Romance language. Means it generally refers to the territories in the America where the Spanish, Portuguese or French languages prevail. I hope you understood the concept that Latin America is a group of countries and dependencies. Now come to the introductory part of the story. So the story is set in Latin America, in which Lencho is the protagonist, means Lencho is the main character of the story. The story teaches us that if man has childlike faith in God, he can accomplish anything considered impossible. It also highlights immense power in man's innocent faith in God. Have a look at the vocabularies introduced in the chapter, in the lesson. When you will read the chapter, you will come across these words. The first one is crest. Crest meaning the top of a mountain or a hill, means top or pinnacle. Predict, next is predict, means forecast or a statement about the future. Drape means cover or wrap. Hailstorm, a storm in which a lot of small balls of ice fall like rain. Solitary, alone or lonely. Amiable, friendly or displaying a friendly or pleasant manner. Or contentment, a state of satisfaction. Now let us discuss about the characters of the story. Let us begin with the hero of the story, the protagonist of the story, Lencho. He was naive, faithful and committed. Naive is a person who is very simple and who does not believe in artificiality of nature. And Lencho was that kind of person. He was that kind of farmer. Now let us discuss. Now I'll tell you how Lencho was naive, how he was a faithful person and committed. He was naive to have allowed himself to believe that God would be capable of collecting the money and handing it to him just by asking. He was faithful because he truly believed that God could help him, going as far as writing a letter to God and attempting to mail. It shows how much faith he had. And Lencho was committed because he worked in the fields like an animal. All in all, Lencho was committed to his family, field and God. The second most important character in this story is the postman. The postman was genuine and sarcastic. Now let me tell you what are the things that qualify the postman as genuine and sarcastic. He was genuine because he went out of his way to do an act of grace for a stranger he had not known. He was sarcastic because when he received the letter, he broke out laughing until he almost immediately turned serious, realizing how much hope and serious this man who tried to start up a correspondence with God. Children, now come and enjoy this story. As you can see in the picture, it is Lencho's house and his cornfield. His house was the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill, means on the top of a low hill, from where one could see the field of ripe corn. Lencho, the owner of the house and the field, had been looking at the sky all morning and was very happy to see the clouds. And he told his wife that it was going to rain. Soon, true to Lencho's prediction, big drops of rain began to fall. Lencho went outside to enjoy the rain. He felt it was not rain, but 10 and 5 cent pieces. With satisfaction, he looked at his field. Suddenly, a strong wind began to blow. Then large hailstones began to fall. Lencho's happiness now turned to worry. He hoped the rain would stop soon, otherwise his crops would be destroyed. But the rain did not stop. The hail rained on the valley for an hour. It covered the house, the field, and the valley with a layer of hailstones. The harvest was completely destroyed. Lencho became sad. Being deeply hurt, he looks toward God. Having unshaken faith in God, he writes a letter to him, demanding 100 pesos to sow his crop again. He wrote everything about the mishappening in the letter. He went to the post office the next day to stamp and mail the letter. The postman, on seeing the letter, laughed and took it to show it to his boss. The postmaster, a fat, cheerful man, laughed as well. But he admired Lencho's faith in God. Not wanting to disappoint Lencho, he decided to write an answer. He also realized that he would have to send some money along with the letter. So he collected contributions from his employees and friends. He also donated a part of his salary. However, he could only collect a little more than half the amount Lencho had asked for. He put the money in an envelope along with the letter. When Lencho received the envelope, he was very happy. But his happiness was momentary when he counts the money. He felt deceived by the postman. Immediately he asked for ink and paper and sat at the writing table and slowly wrote a letter. Looked like he was having trouble expressing his thoughts on paper. Finally, he finished the letter and dropped it in the mailbox. In the letter, Lencho had written that of the 100 pesos, only 70 pesos reached him. He needed 30 pesos more. But he asked God not to send it through the post office because he believed that people at the post office were thieves who stole his 30 pesos. Now that you have gone through the lesson, have you noticed that the writer has used certain words or phrases to make the story come alive? For example, Lencho was an ox of a man. What does an ox of a man refer to here? It means hard-working, determined, not ready to give up easily. In language, such words and phrases are used to make a verse or sentence impressive, just as ornaments decorate the body of a lady and to her beauty. In the same way, these words and phrases add to the beauty in any piece of writing. Such words and phrases are called as figures of speech. We have a number of types of figures of speech like simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, alliteration, oxymoron, and many more. We have already discussed figures of speech in previous classes. So here the phrase an ox of a man is a figure of speech, that is metaphor. Here in the chapter, the author has used metaphor a number of times. I gave you one example in the previous slide. Now let's start with some assignment. Find metaphors from the story to complete the table given below. And also try to say what qualities are being compared. One has been done for you. I hope you enjoyed and understood what I explained so far. So I expect you to answer these extract based questions. Goodbye and thank you till next.